beneficial to you people. So now let me share my screen first so that I'll start my today's lecture. I hope my PPTs are visible to you. Yes, okay. Okay, Dr. Atul, thank you. So here, yesterday I tried to cover the basics of C languages. I told you about how to write a very simple program. What is the standard input-output function, like the printf, scanf, how to take the data from the keyboard, and how to save that data in the memory. Okay, and then we move to the other functions like decision control structures, where we saw the application of if statement, if else statement, and then we move to the loops also, where we try to make few programs with the help of while loop, do while loop, and the for loop. Okay, and I told you the concept of the algorithm and the flowchart also. I told you about the algorithm, like algorithm is the language independent. You can algorithm will remain same for all the languages, and the other good way to have in the representation way, you can use the flow chart. Like flow chart is the pictorial representation of the algorithm. Okay, now MATLAB, why I'm starting MATLAB, because before MATLAB I have to cover first the topic of arrays. Okay, because if you want to solve numerical problems, numerical methods problem with the help of language, C language, then you will be dealing with a large number of data, large number of variables. So every time you cannot define the separate variables. Suppose in a question you need to use 20 variables. So every time you cannot define 20 variables. It's not good programming. So we will be taking the help of arrays. With the help of arrays, we can always be making only one variable, and just by changing the index, we will be accessing all those variables. Okay, but because yesterday I stopped at loop, those loops we can use in MATLAB also. Although syntax are a bit different, but with the help of loop, in MATLAB also, you can do the programming. So first I would like to tell you how you can use while loop in the MATLAB, and then I'll come back to the C language. Okay. So if how many of you are aware about the MATLAB? Have you used MATLAB in any time in the past? Those who have used MATLAB, those who have some basic idea about the MATLAB, They can please write yes in the chat window. Yes, Deepak Singh is saying yes. Rajesh, yes. Okay. Sajal Pal, yes. And those who do not know anything about the MATLAB, please write yes or no in the window. Please write no, those who have not used MATLAB so far. Okay. So many of you have already used and few are there, those who have not used. If you have not used, there is no issue in that. I mean, one should be very honest, one should be very specific. If you have not used, then you should say, sir, I have not used it. Okay. Because in this FTP, we will be solving all these numerical problem with the help of languages like C and MATLAB. And if you do not know about those languages, then you cannot obviously solve the numerical problems. So just give you some glimpse of the MATLAB. Those who already know, it's like a recall of all these MATLAB things for them. Okay. So MATLAB is a software package for high performance numerical computation and visualization. It provides an interactive environment with hundreds of built-in functions for technical computation, graphic and animation. Best of all, it also provides easy extensibility with its own high level programming language. So basically, I want to use this function first, high level programming language. Basically, MATLAB, if you see, MATLAB is a software also and it's a programming language also. MATLAB is a package of having thousands of functions, thousands of mathematical tools, which you can directly use without knowing the programming language. Like, you have the calculator. All know about the calculator. You have already used calculators. In calculators, you can do scientific computation also. Like if you want to find out the logarithm of any value, or if you want to do sine, cos, the scientific calculators are also available. Apart from the simple basic arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you can do many mathematical operations also with the help of scientific calculators. So MATLAB is also similar to that. MATLAB has lots of scientific tools, computational functions are available in the MATLAB, which you can directly use in the same manner as you are using, as you are using the calculator. But MATLAB has its own high level programming language also. Means you can make your own program in MATLAB also. Okay. So first I will tell you a bit about the MATLAB environment. So let me share my complete screen so that I can open the MATLAB platform. Okay, my complete screen is not shared. I have shared only one window. Let me first. Okay, now my full entire screen is shared with you people. So this MATLAB is not freely available. You have to subscribe MATLAB. The MATLAB we have subscribed at MNIT, so we have the license for the MATLAB. So if you want to subscribe the MATLAB, then you have to go through this link. The MATLAB is a software by the MathsWorks Incorporation. It's in there in USA, and it's available at some other countries also. And the website for this is www.mathworks.com. With the help of this, they may be having some student versions which is not equipped with all the tools, but as a student, you can obviously use some tools free of cost. Okay. So the all these things I have taken from this book. The title of the book is Getting Started with MATLAB by Rudra Pratap. Professor Rudra Pratap was the professor at ISC Bangalore. He is one of the, he has written a book on the MATLAB which is widely used across the country. It is called, title of the book is Getting Started with MATLAB. Okay. So MATLAB, if you see this kind of flow chart tells you everything about the MATLAB. MATLAB basically has two things. One is the MATLAB programming language, which is given here. And then it has many user written and built-in functions. Okay. That's why MATLAB is so popular, because it has lots of user written functions or built-in functions which are required for your computation, for your optimization, and for your calculations. Like for the graphics, it has 2D graphics, 3D graphics, color and lighting, animation, audio, video, all these things. For the computation, it has the tools for the linear algebra, data analysis, signal processing, polynomial and interpolation, quadrature, solution of ordinary differential equations. Then for the external interfaces, you can have like you can couple it with the C language, Java language, and the Fortran language also. It has lots of external functions and tools, like for the signal processing, all the work related to signal processing, for the control system, for the neural networks, for the communication, for the image processing, for the robust control, optimization, financial, everything you can do in the MATLAB. In the MATLAB, you will always be writing on this, which is called MATLAB prompt or the command prompt. Like I told you that MATLAB can be used as a calculator also. You simply write 2 plus 2, MATLAB will give you the answer 4. You simply write area is equal to pi multiplied by 2.5 and the whole square of this, it will calculate the area. So all those things which you were doing in the simple calculator, those kind of things can directly be done in the MATLAB without knowing even the programming language of the MATLAB. So in MATLAB window, we will be having basically three kind of things. It is basically the view of the MATLAB desktop, which I have already opened it. And let me show you directly like this. Okay. So here I have opened the MATLAB for you. This is the MATLAB software package. Obviously, you have to subscribe it. And then here, this is the command window. You can see. Sorry. This is the command window. If I type here, those who are beginners, I am telling to for them so that they can have a look at MATLAB. If I type 2 plus 2, it will give you the answer 4. If I type 2 multiplied by 2, it will give you the answer 4. If I type 4 divided by 3, it will give you the answer 1.3333. So at the command window, whatever you do the mathematical computation, it will give you the answer. Okay. But in MATLAB, why MATLAB is so popular? Because matrix is a synonym, is a short form of matrix laboratory. MAT is mean for matrix. Okay. So in MATLAB, basically, if you want to write any function, if you want to do any calculation, we are doing in terms of the matrices. We can always write some matrix in MATLAB. Let's go back. I'll show you here. So MATLAB window, for almost all the systems, MATLAB works through three basic windows. First is called MATLAB desktop, where we have the command window. I have already shown you that you have to write everything on this command prompt. When you launch the application program, MATLAB puts you in this window. The all commands, including those for running user written programs, are typed in this window. Okay. Second is basically second window is here. I have not complete the site. I mean, if you want to write any MATLAB programming, okay, so then you have to take new script. You will click on the new script, then you can write your own program in this new script. Like I told you, I will try to write a program for the while loop. Okay, we have already seen while loop in the C language. Now we will try to write this while loop in this MATLAB. So whatever you will write, it's like a editor. I told you yesterday also, if you want to write any program, you have to use any editor. Like Word is also editor, Notepad is also editor. We have VI editor in Linux. There are many editors are available. Or you have online editors, like yesterday I was using Program Miss online compiler, which has its own editor. Okay. Any query? No. Okay. So here you will write your program, and then once you will write your program, just you can see here you have the button for the run. Okay. So you can click on the run, and then your program will be compiled and you will get the output. Okay. So let us see while loop, because due to that I started MATLAB here. While loop. So while loop works same as does in other common languages like C, C++, Python, Java, etc. But here syntax varies from language to language. I told you yesterday the your logic, which is basically the algorithm, it will remain same in all the languages. Only thing is that you should know the syntax, how to give input output functions. They may vary in different languages. Okay. So while loop is used to execute a block of statements repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied. This we have already seen yesterday. It is same for all these programming languages. And when the condition becomes false, the line immediately comes after the loop, and the control will come out of the loop. So this is the syntax for the while loop in MATLAB. You will use while, then you may use expression. You have to use expression. You may use a bracket, or it's up to you. You do not want to use brackets. Then you will use statements. Then you will write and. If you remember in C, for the body of the while loop, we were using the curly braces, the open of the curly braces and the end of the curly braces. But here there is no curly brace. We are simply writing while, then some test condition. If test condition is true, whatever you have written, all those statements like here, they will be executed. And if the test condition is false, then the loop will come out of the body of the while loop and the program will come up to end. So let us see this example. It's a very simple example. We have written count is equal to 0. Then while count less than 3, because we have started count from 0, it means 0 less than 3, condition is true. Then f printf. So in MATLAB, in C language, I told you about the printf function, which was used to print anything on the screen. But in MATLAB, it is basically fprintf. Okay. And in the C language, we were using double quotes here to write anything which we want to be printed on the screen. But in the MATLAB, it is basically in the single quotes. The new line character has the same meaning as we have in the C language. And then this is same like count is equal to count plus 1 to initialize the or to increment the counter. So the overall structure of the while loop is exactly same as we have in C language. We will be having one initializer like I, and then we will start it with the value I is equal to 0. Then while in the bracket, we will use some test condition of, although in MATLAB, you can remove these brackets also, it's up to you. But for the sake of readability and for easy understanding, it's better to use the these small brackets. Then whatever you want to do, whatever steps you want to repeat until the condition is true, you have to write here. For the output statement, like to get some to print something on the screen, you will use fprintf, and then count is equal to count plus 1. Okay. So in this program, you can see initially the count is 0. The test condition is 0 less than 3. Condition is true. So it will print this is NCP FDP on the screen. Then it count initially was 0. 0 plus 1 means 1. The next value of count has become 1. Then again control will go to the this condition where we will check the test condition. Now count has become 1. 1 less than 3 means condition is true. Then again one more time this as it is line will be printed on the screen. This is NMCP FDP. Then count was initially now 1. 1 plus 1 2. Now count has again become 2. and then again it will check the condition 2 less than 3, condition is again true, then again it will print this is NMCP-FDP, and then again count was 2, then it is 2 plus 1 3, now count has a new value of 3, then we will check the condition 3 less than 3, condition is fail. So now control will directly jump out of the body of the loop, out of the body of the while loop, and it will come at the end. Okay, so it's a very simple program. Let us write this program in the MATLAB. So I have already used one editor, like you can use new script from here, new script. Okay, so instead of count, let's say I'm using I is equal to 0, then while I less than 3, then F, printf, and sorry, in the single code I will write this is NMCP FDP, and I want to have the next line should be printed from a new line, so I'm using a new line character \n, and then I'll be having I is equal to I plus 1, and then end. Okay, in MATLAB, if everything will give will be giving, like all statement will be giving its result, but if you do not want to get the result of everything, you have to end that statement by semicolon. So that's why I have given semicolon here, but I have not given here because I want this is to be printed. Okay, so if I run this program, it's a very small, very simple program. So but it will ask you first to save the program. Okay, so for the save the program, it will use .m file. Okay, whatever you will save, it will take extension .m. Like it's a loop, I'm saving loop, then it will take .loop.m. So let's say I'm saving it a desktop and then save. Okay, it's saying that you to run this file, you can either change in MATLAB current folder, add this. Okay, so let's say change this folder, and then output is given here. You can see here, because the condition I less than 3, we have started I with 0, this condition will be true for at least 3 times for the execution of this loop. Okay, so the body of the loop will be executed 3 times, because once I has become 3, 3 less than 3 condition will become false. So this is printing, this is NMCP FDP 3 times here in this window. Okay, this is also printing I is equal to 0, which I do not want. So I'll make again a semicolon here. Then if again I run this program, then you can see we have only this is NMCP FDP 3 times. Or maybe I want to, yesterday I told you a function which was to clear the screen, CLR SCR in C language. I told you that if you are using DOS, this operating system earlier we were using, if you are using any compiler to compile your C program, which will give you output in some DOS window, then earlier output will also be there. The output of the previous program will also be there. Okay. In order to clear the output screen, the function in C was CLRSCR, and here this function is CLC. Okay. So as soon as compiler will encounter CLC, it will clear the screen. So I'll run this program. Now you can see output is only this is NMCP FDP. All previous output has been erased from the command window. Okay, so like I told you yesterday, you can make a program to write the table of any number. The computer will ask you to enter any number, and then the output should be the table of that number, which we have already generated. We've already written a program in C language. Same program we can write here also. But if you want to write the program which will give you the table of any number which you have, the number which you have entered through keyboard, then you should know what is the function, the input function for typing anything through keyboard in MATLAB. Okay, so how MATLAB will take anything from you through the keyboard. Okay, so that thing also you should know. So what is the function for that? Let's again go back to our slides. So this example we have already seen. So this is coming for plots. Okay. So I have those programs separately, not in the slides. Let me show you those programs first so that you can try all those programs. हाँ हमने हटाई है. I'll just opening the file. It's taking a time. Please wait a moment. Okay, it's taking a time. So let me go back to share my screen. Okay, so this is another program which will tell you how to take the input from the keyboard in MATLAB. So this program is basically to find out the value of a to the power b. Yesterday in C language, we have already prepared this program. How to find out the value of a to the power b? Suppose a is 2, b is 3, then we should get 2 to the power 3 means the answer should be 8. Okay. So here in this third line of this program, the program is already written here. In the third line, you can see this function input. Then enter first number backslash n. Then b input, enter second number backslash n. So in order to get something from the keyboard in MATLAB, the function is called input. Okay. For the to print something on the screen, we have either fprintf or display. But to get anything from the keyboard, the function is input. A is equal to input and then enter first number. B is equal to enter that first enter second number. And then because I want to use again while loop like we did yesterday, I am initializing the counter with I is equal to 1 value and I less than equal to B because we have to take the product of that initial number A B times. Okay. Like A is 2, B is 3, 2 to the power 3 is 2 into 2 into 2, 3 times. So PROD is another variable which we have started from with a value of 1. Then initially, suppose A is 2, 1 into 2, it will be 2. Then increment, the initializer will be incremented by 1. So I was initially 1, it will become 2. Then 2 less than equal to 3, condition is again true. The now product was 2 and again the A has been 2. So it will be 2 into 2, which will be 4. 4 will be saved in PROD. Then again I will be incremented by 1. Then I will become now 3. Then again it will check the condition 3 less than equal to 3, condition is true. Then again earlier it was 4, then product the value of PROD was 4 and then 4 into 2 it will be 8. So the value of PROD will be 8. Then again I will be incremented by 1, I was again 3, then 3 plus 1 4. Then here condition would become 4 less than equal to 3, condition is false. So control will come out of the body of the while loop, it will come here. And then using fprintf, it will finally print the value of PROD, which is a to the power b. Okay. So in printf, we can use like %d, which we were using in C language also. And whatever the variable value you want to print, you can write here. Okay. So this is the program to find out a to the power b. Let us run this program. And CLC is to use to clear the screen. And these comment lines, I have already told you about the comment lines in C language. In C language, we were using the sign of slash asterisk, and in C++, it is the double slash. But in MATLAB, it is a sign of this %. whenever the percent sign will be encountered, this line will not be read by the compiler. It's a comment line. So in order to run this program, I click on run. It will ask me to save. I'll change the folder. And then here in the command window, the output is given. You can see it is asking enter first number. If it is not visible to you, I can zoom it. Okay, it's not getting zoomed here, but it's saying enter first number. So suppose first number I am entering 2 and then I'm pressing enter. Then it is asking enter second number. Let's say second number is 3 and I'm pressing enter. So the answer is the a to the power b is 8, means 2 to the power 3 is 8. Okay, you can do like any other also, take any other inputs also. I'm running this program, then it is saying enter first number. Let's say first number is 5 and let's say second number is let's say 3. What should be the answer? 5 to the power 3, it should be 125. So if I'll click on the enter, the answer is 125. Okay, so here the advantage of input function is that earlier in the C language with the scanf, I was always using printf. Suppose I want to have the value of number A. So I will write printf, enter the number A. Okay. Let me use my digital pen. It will Microsoft whiteboard, Microsoft board. Wait a moment, I'll use my digital pen so that I can write here also. Yes, here is Microsoft whiteboard. My God, why it is not getting open? I should. No, it's not getting open. The digital pen is connected. Okay, I have to check why it is not getting open. I'll come back to my screen. Okay, so here I was telling you the input function has one advantage. In C language, you have to use scanf with a combination of printf. In the printf, you will use enter any number and that number will be read by the computer through keyboard with the help of scanf function. But those two things are done in MATLAB with the help of single function input. It is saying A is equal to input and then enter first number. It should also be printed and whatever you will enter that will go in the memory of A. Okay. So that's why MATLAB is very versatile. Second thing is that you should have noticed here that we did not declare the variable here. In C programming language, whenever you will write some program, you have to declare your variables. Like here, I'm using a variable prodi, okay, a, b. I'm using 4 variables, but nowhere I declared those variables. In C language, I will write int and then I have to declare all those 4 variables. Otherwise, the compiler will give error. But here, there is no need to declare any variable. The MATLAB will automatically save it and as per their numbers, like if you are giving a integer number, it will save accordingly. If you are giving a float number, it will save accordingly. Okay. So this is the good thing with the MATLAB. You did not need not to declare any variable. Second thing, I have already told you, if you do not want to get the output of any statement, you have to write semicolon at the end of this statement. Whereas in C language, it's almost compulsory to write to end every statement by semicolon. But here it is not necessary. Okay. Suppose I am forgetting the this semicolon here. I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. And then suppose I am running my program. It will ask to enter any number, let's say 1. Then second number, let's say 4. But every time it is giving the value of I also in the command window. Like first I was 2, then I was 3, then I was 4, then I was 5. Okay. So if you are not putting semicolon at the end of any statement, the output of that will also be printed on the command window. Okay. So I do not want the value of the I to be printed here. So I am just ending it with the semicolon. Fine. If I am not, again I am telling you, to make any comment line, you can use this percent sign. Like I have given percent sign here, it means now the compiler will not read this CLC function to clear the string. Okay. If I'll run it, then the earlier output like here are already here. They are not removed. Okay. So compiler will not remove any earlier output from the command window. So this is the things how can you write your own comments with the help of command this comment line, and then CLC to remove anything which has already been written on the output window. Okay. So let us see few more examples. Yesterday I told you about if else statement. Those if else also you can use in the MATLAB. Uh, how to use in the MATLAB? Let's see one example of the if else also. So suppose I'm using a program for the if else. I have already written in the Word file. I am just pasting it from Word file to this window. So this is a program which tells you about the if else. Let's have CLC also to remove to clear the screen. CLC. Okay. So here you can see I'm directly writing a is equal to 20. Means I need not to define what a is. MATLAB will automatically take, I have given a value of 20. Then MATLAB will automatically assume that a is an integer. Okay. Now if else, like here, you can use if, else if, or if plain else. Means you can use if alone, else alone, and else if also. So what I'm saying, I have given a value of a is equal to 20. Now this is the same operator for as we have used in the C to check the comparison operator. It will compare the value of a with the 10. If it is a has the value 10, then it will give you a true or 1. If the a has doesn't have the value equal to 10, then it will give you a false output. Okay. So if a is 20, it is false, means it will not be printed. Then it will go if a is 20, yes, it is true, it will print the value of a is 20. Okay. Else if a is 30, it will print the value of a is 30. Else it will print none of the values are matching. So the exact value of a is this. Okay. So let us run this program. Taking some time. Maybe the internet is not working. Let's see this. What is the issue if I run this program? No, this program is also not, the output window is not coming. The MATLAB is taking some time. Let's wait for some time. It is asking to save. Let us save it here. Yes. What is the comment? Somebody is writing tab spacing is required after second line. That depends on you. Okay. Thank you for this question. But this tab spacing is not required. But in order to make your program more readable, okay, we are it is called basically the indentation. We are always using some indentation here. Like in C language also, I told you. Like let's say this loop when I'm using while I less than 3. So I'm not starting from here. I'm starting from here. If you can see my cursor. Why? Because I want to make sure that whatever I have written in the body of the while loop, I am using some indentation so that these two statements will directly be visible in the body of the while loop. Otherwise, we can write from here also. Okay. And I'll run this program. This MATLAB is getting hanged. I have to again open it. I think it's taking some time. You know, MATLAB is having thousands of functions. So sometimes your memory will not be enough to run the MATLAB smoothly. Okay, memory of your computer. So sometimes it may hang also, depending on how many windows you have already opened. Because I am sharing my screen with you, so most of the memory of the laptop is going in sharing the screen. So that's why MATLAB is getting hanged. Okay, so I'll close it and maybe I'll again open it. The CLC function also is not working. Okay, so in between, I'll restart my PC. I'll give you one small program to make. Try to make this program if you can make it, and then try to run this program. So the program which I'm giving to you is will be using nested if statement. Okay, you have to make a program in which you will be using two if decision control structure, means one if within the body of another if. Okay, so try to make a program, or what you can do, you can make a program like which will ask you enter two number a and b. Okay, and then output would be with the help of nested if statement. You have to make a program like you have entered a is equal to 100, b is equal to 200. Okay, then it will tell you the value of a is 100 and b is 200. Okay, the output should be like that. It will tell you both the things. Okay, means whatever you have entered. Okay, so try to make a program with the help of nested if, enter two number, and then output should be, it will give you the value of the two number. Okay, so I'll again come back after 5 minutes because I have to restart my PC. Inside room, I read that statement is required, but after statement may not be required. What is the question? Again read. That spacing is not required inside if loop, but after statement may not be required. Yes, basically these languages are free form language. They don't mind from where you are typing. But in generally, those editors, they always help you. Like if you are giving a while loop and whenever you press enter, it will automatically be indented. Okay, so that you can easily understand what is the body of while loop. It doesn't matter if you are writing very small code, but I told you yesterday also, if you are writing a code of thousands of lines, then you have to make your program in a manner like using indentation or the comment lines, that if you are again reading this program after 10 days, so just by seeing the program you can understand all the logics behind the program. Okay, otherwise now if you are making a program you can easily understand the program, because but after 10 days if you will read again same program, I am sure it will take some time for you to again recall all these things of the program, that why you have written this line, what is the logic behind this. So it will take some time. So as a good programmer, you have to write in a manner that whenever you are reading the program, just by seeing that quickly you can understand why you have written this line, what is the purpose of this, where is the body of the while loop, where is the body of the another loop. So all those things you can easily understand. Okay. So I'll take a break of 5 minutes and then I'll come back around 11. Yes, participants, can you hear me? Please write yes in the chat window if you can hear. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Deepak. So, Rahul, you are audible. ये साउंड कहाँ से आता है? विकास सर का. Okay. So again, I have opened my MATLAB. There was it was not hanged actually. There was some the program was running indefinitely. There was an error in some program. That's why it was showing like that. So I was telling you about this program like this. That this was the while loop program, and if I'll run it, change folder, then output is coming. I have not giving any indent here. Suppose I am giving an indent to the body of the loop, this and this, and then run this program. The again is output is same. Okay. So if they are free form language, you can write from anywhere. Like I'm writing this and here, if I'll run this program, then again the output is same. Okay. So it doesn't matter where from where you are start writing, where you are starting to write, the output would remain same. Okay. I can change this also. Suppose this is I'm writing only MNIT. Okay. So if I'm writing MNIT in fprintf, it will print as it is MNIT. So this is printing MNIT 3 times. Suppose I change a condition I less than 2, then it will print 2 times. Okay. So MNIT is printed 2 times. So you can see it's a free form language. Now another good thing with the MATLAB is I told you it works in the mode of matrices. Like suppose you want to make any matrix X, so I will write X is equal to. Okay, suppose I want to make a matrix from 0 to 1 in a step of 0.1. Okay. PPT is not visible. What are you saying? What is that? PPT is not visible. Okay, let me see. Why PPT? Now is it visible? Okay, good. So let us see first PPT only, then we will come to the MATLAB main window. So this while we have already covered, I am telling you about the matrix. Okay. So MATLAB is for working everything on the matrix. Okay. So the good thing with the MATLAB is that if you want to have a plot like x and y axis, on x-axis you have several points, on y-axis you have several points. So with the help of MATLAB, you can easily plot any type of function because it works with the matrices. You can prepare any matrices very easily. Like here, there is one command which is called linear spacing, lin space, then in bracket we are giving 0, 2 pi, 100. Okay. So this command linear space will prepare a matrices from 0 to 100, 0 to 2 pi with a division of 100. Like it will automatically distribute your total value from 0 to 2 pi in 100 in the terms of 100 values, which will be equally spaced. Okay. So let's see this function first. So suppose here in the command window, suppose I am writing x is equal to linear space, then I am taking a value 0, then comma 1 and comma in 10 steps. Okay. I want to divide 0 to 1 in 10 steps, means 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 like that. If I click enter, it will prepare like a matrix which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 elements this matrix has from 0 to 1. I want to get 100 elements. So I'll just type 100 again. linspace 0 to 10, and then instead of this I'll type 100. So it will prepare a matrix of 100 elements. Okay, so this is the good thing with the MATLAB. You can easily prepare the matrices, and within few fraction of second you can have the plot also. Okay, like suppose again CLC. I am preparing a matrix X is equal to linspace 0 to 2 pi. 2 into pi. Pi is already have its meaning in MATLAB, and then 10. So it will prepare a matrix from 0 to 2 pi in 10 steps. Okay. And I have put semicolon so that I do not want to get output here. Okay. Then I am again having another matrix like y is equal to sin x. Okay. And then now I want to have this plot x and y. Basically, I'll write a command which is plot x comma y, and then if I enter it, it will generate another window with the plot. It's like a sinusoidal curve. Okay, I can have more points to get exactly sinusoidal curve, and instead of 10 I can take 100 points here. In this I can take 100 points. Okay, enter, and then again plot xy, enter. Error using plot, what it is saying. Okay, we forgot to take y is equal to as an x, or let us write in a new window. That's better to write here. Okay, in the script. So x is equal to linspace 0 to 2 pi, and then let's have 10 points first, colon, then y is equal to sin x, semicolon, then plot xy. Okay. If I run this command, I'll save it with any name. This is the output window here. Okay. With the 10 points, it is giving like that only. Okay. But I want to get exactly the sinusoidal curve. So I'll make the matrix with the 100 points. So instead of 10, suppose I'm writing here 100. And then I'm again run this program. So where is the window? Now you can see you are getting exactly the sinusoidal curve. So it's very easy to plot in MATLAB with the help of plot command. Plot in bracket you will write x comma y. You can have other plots also, like instead of sine, I want to have cos x. In sin x, we know sin 0 is equal to 0, so it's starting from 0 point here. You can see the cursor. Okay. It is starting from 0 here. If I'll replace sine by cos, so it should start from 1, because cos 0 is equal to sine 90, which is 1. So let's close this window, and then instead of sine, I want to use cos. Okay, I'll run again this program. Then you can see it is starting from 1. Okay, because it's a plot of cos. You can have a plot of tan also, tangent. I have just typed tan and then I run it. So it's a plot of tan. Okay. You can have a plot of exponential also. Y is equal to exponential x, exp x. Just run this command and see the output window. It's a plot of exponential. Okay. So that's why MATLAB is very user friendly. Very good people are using MATLAB because it gives you direct mathematical functions. You need not to write the program of sine and cos, it will directly give you. Let's come back to our PPTs. The MATLAB commands for the plot, this commands is used. PLOT creates a 2D line plot. The command axis changes the aspect ratio of x axis and y axis. The command x label annotates the x axis. Like I can use the command x axis. Like here in this window, you can see x label and then x. It will label the x axis with x. Okay. So I'll use just x label. In our plot, I just use x label. So whenever you will type, MATLAB automatically give you the exact syntax of that command. It's coming here. So suppose I want to, on the x-axis, we have suppose theta. So I want to type theta on the x-axis. So I'll write theta. Okay. So if I'll plot it, so you see theta is typed here on the x-axis. Theta is coming here, you can see. Okay. Earlier it was not there. Similarly for the y-axis, suppose I want to type intensity, then y label, intensity. I'll just run this command. Then y label, you can see intensity is written. Okay. So all those things you can play in the MATLAB easily. Another, you want to give title of your curve. The title, like it was a sinusoidal curve. So just you put the command title and then the single quote, whatever you will read, right, that will be printed on the your plot. Okay. So title command also we can see. Suppose plot of it was the plot of exponential. Plot of exponential. I'll run it. And here the plot of exponential is written here. Okay. So all these things you can easily do in MATLAB. Come back to our slides. Like all these things, x is equal to linear space, plot x, sin x, this already we have done. Some other examples are given, you can use yourself. I'll be sharing these slides with you. So these other examples you can try on the MATLAB platform if you have the MATLAB, and then you can try to run all this program. You can generate different types of curves, different types of chords with the help of these functions. Here there's a question. Like in numerical methods, suppose you are getting a question which is given here, example 1.16. Evaluate the cubic y is equal to x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 1. You need to evaluate this equation at a point x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So how you can do in the MATLAB? In the MATLAB, you can write a matrix like you have x is equal to 6. There are 6 elements. So you can write a matrix x is equal to 1 colon 6. You can have the bracket or you may not have the bracket. It's your wish. Suppose you are typing x is equal to 1 colon 6. So it will generate a matrix. Like suppose here I'm typing x is equal to 1 colon 6. And suppose I'm running this thing, save. So it will generate a matrix. It's basically a row matrix where you have 6 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If you type 10, then you will get the 10 elements. All will be equally spaced. So you will get x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we were solving a question here. So x is equal to 1 to 6, it will give a matrix where we have all these input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in form of a matrix. Okay. Now this we need to write this equation x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 1. So in MATLAB for this is basically a polynomial equation. So polynomial equation we have the command which is called polyval, P-O-L-Y-V-A-L, to solve this. Okay. We shall introduce a couple of commands which can be used to make calculation where the input can take variety of forms. The first command is polyval. This command takes two inputs, namely the coefficient of a polynomial and the values at which you want to evaluate it. Coefficient of the polynomial means, like here we have written C, sorry, I'm getting cut here. So you can see here y is equal to, we are writing polyval and there are only two variables. One is C, another is X. Can you see here? Is it visible to you? I'll make it zoom. Okay. So polyval Cx. X is basically the input at which you want to find out the roots of the equation. Like x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then C is another matrix which will be having the coefficients of your polynomial. Like this. The coefficient of x cube is 1 here. So you will write 1. Then coefficient of another order x, the coefficient of next higher order x square is 3. Then coefficient of this x is minus 1, and then again coefficient of x to the power 0 is minus 1. Okay. So if you write polyval Cx, then it will give you the solution. Like if you write this command x is equal to 1 to 6 is this, then y is equal to polyval Cx, then you will get the answer. Let's run this command. X is equal to 1 to 6. Then your C is, what was the coefficients? Coefficients was 1, 3, minus 1, and then minus 1. It was the same. Let me again check the polynomial. It was x cube plus 3x square 1, 3, minus 1, minus 1. And then the roots will come y is equal to polyval Cx. Y is equal to polyval and then C comma x. Okay. So I'll run this program. So you can see the value of y is coming directly. For x is equal to 1, y will be 2. For x is equal to 2, y will be 17. X is equal to 3, y will be 50. Like this. So directly you can use this polyval. Let us see one more question here. Plot the polynomial y is equal to x to the power 4 plus x square minus 1. We need to plot this polynomial, means the plot between x and y, and the value, we need to plot this polynomial between x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to plus 2 using 50 points. So we have to make a matrices where we will be using 50 points between minus 2 to plus 2. Okay. So we will be using a command linspace because it will make a matrix between minus 2 and plus 2, and whatever third term third digit you are writing here, it will divide your all these matrices from minus 2 to plus 2 between 50 points. Okay. Then another your C matrix will be the coefficient of x to the power 4, which is 1. Then coefficient of x to the power 3, because x to the power 3 is not here, so the coefficient of x to the power 3 would be 0. Then coefficient of x square, it would be 1. Then coefficient of x is not here, then coefficient would be 0, and then minus 1. So y is equal to polyval Cx. It will generate a matrix for different value of x. What will be the value of y? Okay, and then we can plot directly x into y. So let us do this question. X is equal to linspace, then minus 2, comma plus 2, comma 50 points. Okay. C is equal to, what was your matrix? What was the coefficients? Coefficients is 1, 0, 0, okay, minus 1. Let me check. These are the coefficients of this. It is 1, then 0, then 1, then 0, then minus 1. Okay. Then in order to get the y matrix, we will use the function polyval. Y is equal to polyval and then cx. Okay, so it will give you the value of y corresponding to different values of x. And now I want to have a plot between x and y. I'll put semicolon because I do not want to have the values of this. And then I'll just run this command. So you can see it is plotting this polynomial for different values of x. This is the plot. Okay. Was it same? Do we have the answer in the PPTs? Yes. So you can see we have generated exactly the same output as given in this PPT. The same thing of the output we have generated here. You may get more number of points if you want. You can get just by changing here 50. Suppose I want to get this at 100 points. So I'll put 100 and then I again run this command. So it will give me the output at 100 points. Curve will remain same. If I decrease the points, there may be a change of the curve because then it will not be a completely uniform curve. So suppose instead of 100, I am taking only 5 points. And then I'm running this code. And then let us see the output. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 5 points. Okay. Let us see another example. This example 1.7 and 1.18. Now I'll introduce you another command which will be used to find out the root of a equation, polynomial equation. And that command is in MATLAB is roots, ROOTS. So suppose this you have this polynomial. Find the roots of the polynomial y is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 2x. You want to find out the root of this polynomial. So you will make a matrix for the coefficient c, like the coefficient of x cube, then coefficient of x square, which is minus 3, then coefficient of x, which is 2, and the another last is 0. And if you will write root c, then R will be a matrix where you will be having all three roots of this polynomial equation. Okay. So this will the return will answer as a 0, 2, and 1. So let us do this. The polynomial matrices will be 1, minus 3, 2, 0. C will be, yes, it will be 1 or maybe minus 3 and 2 and 0. And then y is equal to roots of C. Okay. So let me check again the polynomial was same or not. It was 1, minus 3, 2, 0, then R or maybe y, whatever you want to say, y is equal to root C, doesn't matter. Y is equal to root C and then run this. Save it. Then you are getting answer y is equal to 0, 0, 2 and 1. These are the roots of this polynomial. Okay. I can use CLC also so that it will clear the screen. Done. Then you are getting y 0 to 1. In fact, the converse of this command is also exists, which is poly. This takes the roots and generates the coefficient of the polynomial having those roots. Okay, but that is not very much necessary for us. So I will not go into the poly because in numerical methods we always find the roots of a polynomial. Okay. The okay, this question we can omit. Another good thing is that in C programming in MATLAB, you have a direct function to find out the values of a definite integral. In C, there is no function to find out the values of a definite integral. Definite integral means which has lower limit and upper limit. So in order to solve definite integral in C, we have to use different methods like trapezoidal methods, or like Simpson 1 by third rule, Simpson 3 by 8 rules, or secant method. There are many methods. But in MATLAB, you directly have the command which is integral, integral, and then in bracket, what is the function, then comma, minimum value of x, then comma, maximum value of x. So Q will give the answer of a definite integral. Okay. But thing is that how to write a function in MATLAB? Suppose you have a function, let's say x cube cos x minus 1. This is your function over which you want to find out the definite integral from x is equal to, let's say, minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Okay. So how to write a function in MATLAB? So you can write a function directly with the help of handle. Okay. So handle is this, like function is equal to at the rate x. This is called function handle. With this, if you apply this handle, then you can directly write the form of the function, and with the help of this handle, function will be created. Okay. So I'm writing at the rate x, x is a variable, and then suppose my function is this e to the power minus x square natural log x and whole square of it. This is my function over which suppose I want to find out the root from 0 to infinity. I want to solve, not root, I want to solve this definite integral from 0 to infinity. So how I will write? I will write function is equal to at the rate x, then exponential minus x dot. Now this dot you should understand in MATLAB. Okay. In MATLAB, if you will not put this dot, then you will not get the correct answer. Because in MATLAB, your X is not a single element. X is having many elements, like it may have a row matrix of 3 elements, 4 elements, 5 elements. So basically, if you are putting this dot, it means you are multiplying element to element, means corresponding element. Then it will be a multiplication of 2 matrices. Got my point? Because in MATLAB, everything is in terms of matrix, means we have a large input data. So if I'll put simply x square, then it will give you x, then this square, it will give you simple the multiplication of two numbers, 1 into 2, 2 into 2. But if x is a matrix and you want to multiply it, then you have to take x dot square. So it will give you a matrix, the multiplication of two matrix. Okay, so always you will put this dot in MATLAB, otherwise you will not get the correct answer. So in order to evaluate this integral, you will simply put q is equal to integral function 0 infinity. For infinity, we have INF. If you will type INF, MATLAB will take as a infinity sign. And the function you can give y also here. Instead of fn, you can use y. Okay. And then you can easily get the values. Okay. So let us run this program. So suppose we have y is equal to, instead of this, you see, they have written here fun. I am not using function, I am using y, but I have to use this handle at the rate x, obviously. Okay. So I will be using at the rate x. And then what is the form of my function that I have to write here? Exponential x square into log x, the whole square. Exponential minus x square. And with the dot. What is the function? Let me see again. Okay, so it's a log. It's not natural log. They are writing directly log x. Okay, ln is here. Okay, so it will be x square into dot into log x. Okay, into log x square, and then okay, x square is complete, not of the this. This is of complete log x square. Okay. Okay, so y is equal to function handle at the rate x exponential minus x dot square into dot into then log x into dot whole square. Okay, this is the exactly same. You can see here whatever we have written. This is the exactly same is given here. Okay, now just we will use q is equal to integral function 0 to infinity. So we will use q is equal to, yes, what is that? Just in a moment. Y is equal to 0 to IMA. What we have missed here? Yes, in the first line, what we have missed? Semicolon. Okay, we can put semicolon also. And if I'll try to run this program, uh, run it, it will ask to save it. Let's say save it. Then it's giving some error untitled.m line 1 column 6. So what is that? Invalid expression. Y is equal to at the rate x exponential. Let us see what is the error here. Sorry. I, okay, that I have not given in the bracket. Okay, yes, I forgot in the bracket this handle. Fine. Again run it. So again it is giving error in line number 2. Line number 1 we have corrected. Integral y is equal to, is it 0 or O? It is O. Okay. So again run it. So you are getting answer is equal to 1.9475. Okay. So with this help, with this integral command, you can directly find out the value of any definite integral. You can change your function always here in this handle, and then you can easily find out the value. Let's go ahead. Function handle that I have already used, like a function handle in is a MATLAB data type that represents a function. A typical use of function handles is to pass a function to another function. For example, you can use function handle as input argument to functions that evaluate mathematical expressions over a range of values. Other typical uses of function handles include specifying callback functions, which we are not using, constructing handles to functions defined inline instead of stored in the program. What is inline function? That we will see later on. Okay, so the example is that like uh, create a function handle using at the rate operator. This at the rate will be used to create a function like at the rate sign. So function handles can represent either named or anonymous functions. I'm not going into the details of this because it will take too much time, but just I want to tell you that with the help of this function handle, you can like you want to make a function of x square minus y square, which is given here. So you will take f is equal to at the rate. Now you have two argument. One is x, second is y. And then in bracket, you will be using x dot square minus y dot square. So you can easily make this function whenever you will use y f, this f will be replaced by this function. Okay. So means if you have given the value of x and y's in terms of a matrix, the function values can be calculated only by typing this f. It will replace f by x square minus y square. Okay, so this was a small thing about the MATLAB, though there are many things which are giving here. Like there is a question in the current folder name. Cubic poly is also one of the command. Cubic poly is there. Integral cubic poly. All these I'm sharing, leaving to you. I'll be sharing these slides with you. You can try to run these programs in the MATLAB and then see whether you are getting the correct output or not. These trapezoidal methods, like definite integral, we can directly solve it. But if you want, you can write your program as well. Like we will write in C also the trapezoidal numerical integration without using trapezoid. So in MATLAB, we have a command, we have a function which is called traps, T-R-A-P-Z, trap Z. Trap Z will has direct command which will solve your definite integral in terms of trapezoidal method. Okay, but you can write your program also. Uh, this is the formula basically for the trapezoidal integral, where we have definite integral from 0 to x to the power n x xn fx 1 by 2 h y0 plus yn means first and last value, and then plus twice y1 plus y2 up to yn minus 1. If you can write down the formula, the program for this function, for this, which is giving on the right hand side, if you can make a program to calculate this, it means you are basically calculating the definite integral with the help of trapezoidal method. Okay, so in C we can easily write a program for this. Okay, in MATLAB also, like here I have written this program in MATLAB also to find out the value of the right hand side of this formula. Okay, you can go through this, I'll be sharing this, and then you can easily find out the answer also. Okay, now quickly I'll come back to C language because I wanted to cover arrays also, which is very important part of the C language. So I'll come back to C language in order to cover your arrays. I'll be just opening the file of arrays. So what is an array in C language? Array is a collection of similar elements. These similar elements could be all integers or all floats or all characters. Usually the array of character is called a string, whereas an array of integers and floats is called a simply an array. Now directly let us see an example. With this example you will come to know how to make an array, how to declare an array, then how to give the values to an array, and then how to take the values from that array. Okay, so a simple program using an array. This program is basically for average marks obtained by a class of 30 students in a test. Suppose in my class I have 30 students, then I want to find out the average marks. Okay, so one thing I can easily do, I can make 30 different variable like x1, x2, x3, x4, xy up to x30, and then I can assign the marks to for each of the student using printf scanf statement, and then I can take the sum of all those 30 students marks with the help of a loop, and then I can make average like the sum of the all the marks of 30 students divided by 30. But in that case, I have to prepare 30 variables, which is not a very good thing. I have to declare 30 variables. So all those situations where we need to define many variables, we will take the help of array. So here, how to declare an array? So I'm making an array marks, then in big brackets, I'm writing 30. Basically, what is happening? This I am here declaring an array where with this array has 30 elements. I can have blank also. Initially, I need not to define. It will take arbitrary values. Okay. And then with the help of this, instead of 30, I can write I like here in the for loop. Okay. So I told you yesterday in arrays, first element would be 0. Do I get the Microsoft board? I do not know why I'm not getting today my Microsoft soft whiteboard. Earlier, yesterday it was there. What is the issue? Why it is always saying installing? I just want to use digital pen. Microsoft whiteboard. Okay, let it be. Okay, it will download slowly. So now, how to store data in an array? With the help of the for loop, we can easily give data to an array. Like what is the data? Marks of the 30 students. So I'll make a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than equal to 29, I plus plus. Then printf enter the marks, and then with the help of scanf, I will read all those marks. %d ampersand, then marks I. Initially I is 0, then the first student marks will go to the memory location marks 0. Then I will be incremented by 1. It will become 0 plus 1, 1. 1 less than equal to 29. Condition is true. Again, body of the for loop will be executed. So mark of the second student will be entered here. In a similar manner, from 0 to 29 means total 30 students marks will be entered in a single variable marks. Okay. And then this is the storing a data. Then how to read this data? Now I want to make a sum. So again, I am using another for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than 29, I plus plus, and sum we have started from 0. So it will be sum is equal to sum plus marks I. I will be 0 means it marks 0 would be having the marks of first student, which will be added to sum. Sum is initially 0. So 0 plus marks of the first student, that whole number will go into the sum. And again, I will be incremented by 1, 0 plus 1, 1. I will become 1, 1 less than equal to 29. Condition is true, then again this body of the for loop will be executed. So in that way, we will be reading the data from the array, and all the data, their summation, the sum of all the marks of 30 students, it is then stored in the variable sum. Okay. And then I'll make an average of this. I'll just take average is equal to sum divided by 30. So I will get printf average mark %f average. Okay. So this is how we can basically declare an array, how we can store the data in the array, and then how we can read the data from an array. So let us quickly make this program in C language. I'm just using online compiler. Integer sum is equal to 0, and then another integer I, and then float average. Okay. And then we have to declare this integer the marks also here. marks and then with the values of 30. Okay. Then I'll use for I is equal to 0, then I less than equal to 29, then I plus plus, and then in the body of the for loop, I'll write the body of the for loop, I'll write scanf %b ampersand marks I. Okay. Or maybe I can use printf also. Enter the marks, and I can use backslash n also. Backslash n. So this is the for loop to store to get the data in marks array from the keyboard. Now how to read this data? We will use another for loop to have the summation of all these values. I is equal to 0, I less than equal to 29, and then I plus plus. Then sum is equal to sum plus marks I. Okay. Then just we will take the average. Average will be total value of the marks sum divided by, that is 30 is a big number. Instead of 30, we have only three numbers, three student marks. Okay. So we will be having only three, because 30 to enter the data of 30, it will take too much time. So I'll be taking only less than equal to 3 or less than 3. Less than 3 and then less than 3, because I am starting from 0, 0, 1, 2. So that's why I'm not giving equal sign. Less than 3. Average is equal to sum divided by 3. Okay. And then printf. The average value is %d or %f and average. Okay. So what we have done, we have make a function like integer main, then integer sum is equal to 0 and another integer I. Then we have here created one array which has only 3 elements. The name of the array is marks. Then yeah, length of array, I told you, length of the array is depends on how many numbers you have. Suppose you have 30 students in your class, then the length of the array would be 30. But always remember that in array, the first element should be starting from 0, means marks 0 would be giving the marks of first element. Then marks 2 would be giving the element, marks 1 would be giving the marks of the second element, and marks 2 will be giving the marks of the third element. So that's why I am starting here I from 0, not from 1. Because here when I'll put 0, marks 0 will be the marks of the first student. Okay. And that's why the condition here I less than 3. I am not taking equal to 3, because I is equal to 2 will give the marks of the second student. Okay. So let us run this program. It's giving error in line number 7. Line number 7, what is the error? For I is equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. We forgot to put semicolon. Good. Then again run. there are more error, and enter the marks, print. Okay, this is the very good. Now again run this program. Now in line number 12, what is the error? Again here we have not kept the semicolon. Okay, run. And line number 17, printf, we have forgot the semicolon. Okay, enter the marks. So marks of the first students, let's say it's a 80 or 70, let's say. Enter the marks of the second student, let's say 80, and then enters the marks of the third student, let's say 90. Okay, so the average is 80 because 70 plus 80 plus 90, if you divide it by 30, then it will be 80. Divided by 3, then it will be 80 only. So in that way, you can easily create an array because it was for 30 students. But always it will ask to enter the marks of the 30 students. So I took only for 3 students. But in your numerical analysis, when you will solve the problems, it's up to you how much accuracy you want. Suppose you want accuracy in a manner that your iterations should be repeated at 10 times. Then you can make a array for 10 elements. Okay, the length of the array would be 10. So in that way, easily you can use array in C program, and then you can make the program. Let us see, we have many programs here which you can go through in this file. This was one program. So accessing the element like this. In array initialization, you may have num. Num is a array which has 6 element, and then initially also you can give the value. Up in the curly braces, you can give the value which are should be separated by comma 2, 4, 12, 5, 45, 5. Or this number here, the length of the array is not need not to be declared. You can simply give the values here, then C compiler will automatically take this 6 number because there are 6 elements you have shown in this array. Okay. So if the array is initialized where it is declared, mentioning the dimension of the array is optional. The dimension here, it's optional to mention. This is an example program to calculate geometric mean using array. Okay, so I want to find out the geometric mean of some numbers using array. So I am declaring two integers I and n. Then I am declaring a array as a float because the number may be decimal points also. And initially I am giving 50 values, means that the length of the array is 50. Then because I want to have the geometric mean, so I have to take the product. So I'm taking a prod, another variable in the float category, and I'm initializing it 1, and then gm would be geometric mean. So here with the help of this scanf, I am asking you to enter the value of n. Okay, so you will enter the value of n, any number. Then you have to give the element of the array with the help of this for loop, and how many times, up to the n times. That's why I have written I less than equal to the n, means how many number you want. Okay, n is the total number. So up to that number you have to give all elements of the array a0, a1, a2, a3, like that. Here I have started from I is equal to 1, then that's why I have put in I less than equal to n. In principle, one should start I is equal to 0, then you will write I less than n. Equal sign will not be there. Okay. And now I have to take the product of all these element of the array. So again, I am using for loop, and then product is equal to product into AI. So I'm using product multiplied is equal to AI. This I think I have told you yesterday. Like I told you, I plus is equal to 1. It will be I is equal to I plus 1. Similarly, product multiplied is equal to some number. It means product is equal to product into this array number. Okay. So this for loop, because we do not have any curly braces here, means the statement which is coming directly after the for loop will be treated as the body of the for loop. So in this for loop will be only this one line. The body of the for loop will be only this one line. Now in the product variable, you will be having the product of all the elements of the array. Now in order to find the geometric mean is given by this formula. E is exponential 1 by n or exponential log p divided by n. Okay, so P is the product. So we have to apply this formula, means GM, geometric mean, is equal to exponential, and the power is 1 by n multiplied by ln, then product. Okay, with this you will get the geometric mean of your elements which you have entered through keyboard. So program to calculate the largest from n number. Now suppose you have only two number, which one will be the larger? You are entering two number, A and B. If A is greater than B, then A is larger. If A is less than B, then B is larger. I told you a program yesterday for finding out the largest number out of three numbers, A, B, C. First we will compare A is greater than B. If yes, then we will compare A with C. If A is not greater than B, then we will compare B with C. Which one is larger? That will be the largest among three numbers. But here we have n numbers, and now we have to find out the largest the largest number out of these n numbers. So it's not so easy. So you have to take the help of array. So suppose initially I am declaring an array and integer number 50, and then another integer I, another integer n, then largest. Okay. Then printf enter any number means how many numbers you have. Suppose I have 10 numbers. I want to find out the largest out of those 10 numbers. So I will write for I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus, means I am just asking you to enter the numbers of that array. Okay, up to the 10 numbers. So scanf %d ampersand and I. So it will enter 10 numbers through the keyboard using the for loop. And then suppose I am assuming the first one is largest. Okay, so I am taking A1 is the largest. Okay, so the value of the first element of the array has gone to LAR variable. Now what I will do, I will compare all other elements with this, with the large. Okay, with the help of for loop. So I'm the first element I have taken as the largest. Now first element will be compared with rest of the elements. So I am starting with second element 2, another for loop, I is equal to 2, I less than equal to n, I plus plus, and then in the body of the loop I am having if a I is greater than large. Large is having basically now the first element, and I'm saying I is equal to 2. If second element is greater than large, then second element will go into the large. In that way, I will compare first element with rest of the elements, and which one is the larger, that will be shifted to the LAR. Okay, it means you are comparing first number with all the numbers, first, second number, third number. Suppose out of first and second, second is largest. So second will go in LAR. Now you will compare second with all others numbers. Suppose third is smaller, then third will not go in LAR. Suppose fourth one is larger, then fourth one will come in a layer. Then you will compare fourth one with rest of the other elements 5, 6, 7. In that way, you will be able to come up to a conclusion that LAR variable will be having the largest number out of all these variables, out of all these n10 numbers. Okay. Similarly, you can make a program to calculate weighted means of n numbers using an array. Weighted means for each number we have some weightage like W1 for x1, W2 for x2, W3 for x3, and then you have to take W1 plus x1, W1 x1 plus W2 x2 plus W3 x3, and then you have to divide it by x1 plus x2 plus x3. So this is the formula for calculating weighted mean of n numbers using array. So you can easily write a program with the help of array. Weighted means now you have two numbers. One is W, second is X. So now in this program, you have to make two arrays. One array W and second array X. So here you will be having integer I n, then one array W50, another array X50, and then another like sum X is equal to 0, sum W is equal to 0. Because you want to take the sum of all these things. Now, again with the help of for loop, first I will ask to enter the value of all the arrays of W and all the arrays of X with the help of these two scanf statements. scanf %d ampersand wi. I will be starting from, it should be from 0, not from 1, but it's a mathematics. It doesn't matter whether you are starting from 1, but in principle, it should be from 0. So you will be having W0, W1, W2, like X0, X1, X2. So you will enter all the marks of these two arrays W and X. Now, again, with the help of second for loop, you will be having the sum like W1, X1. So sum W is equal to W1, X1, and then only the X1 plus X2 plus X3 with the help of this second line. Okay. And then you will take sum W divided by sum X, which will be W1, X1 plus W2, X2 plus W3, X3 divided by X1 plus X2 plus X3. It will be the weighted mean WM. Finally, you can print the value and you will get the answer. Similarly, you have another program to find smallest from a number. We have find out largest. Similarly, you can make a smallest. So instead of comparing with the larger, you will compare with the smaller number. So you will put one number in the smaller, and then instead of greater than, you will use less than sign. AI is less than small, and then you will compare with all other numbers. You can find out the smallest out of n number. Similarly, you can find out program to calculate range of an array, means how many numbers are there in that array. So this program is given here, you can go through it. Similarly, program to interchange smallest and largest element of an array. Suppose you have 20 elements, suppose element number 7 is largest and element number 10 is smallest. So you can interchange this 7th and 10th number. Okay, you can make a program. First, it will find out which one is smallest, which one is largest, and then it will interchange the numbers. So this is all given here. The program to find out the average of n numbers and then count number of values more than average. Means you have array of n numbers, then first you will find out the average, and then you will find out how many numbers are having value greater than that average value. Similarly, you can have a program to count even and odd numbers from an array. Means you have given suppose 50 elements, how many numbers are even, how many numbers are odd. You can easily make a program for this also. Similarly, program to calculate the sum of total numbers except the largest number. You will sum of the total numbers is very easy, but you have to subtract it from the largest number. So first you will find out which one is the largest, then you have to subtract it from the summation. So that program also you can make. All the programs are given here. Similarly, program to calculate the sum of total number except the smallest. Okay, this is the same logic as. Then the program to calculate the second largest number out of an array. The first largest we have already calculated, first smallest we have already calculated. Now it will calculate which one is the second largest instead of first, second, or you can calculate third largest also, fourth largest also. It's up to you. You can easily find out all this. Okay, so this is all about the 1D array. Similarly, you may have 2D array also, in which you will be having two dimension x and y. But array is very important. Suppose you want to make a program for the forward difference table. If I'm right, you have already done some work on the numerical analysis where you have find out the forward difference operator, backward difference operator. So you have already prepared a table which is called forward difference table. So forward difference table, it may have 10 data points or 20 data points. So that kind of things you can always do with the help of array. Without array, it's not possible for you to do all these things. Okay. So now if you have any query, anything, please ask me. Okay. Otherwise, now I will stop here and then we will be meeting for the second session around 4 o'clock where Professor Jitendra Kumar will be giving you another, he will be teaching another topic to you. So if you have any query, please write in the chat box. Anyone, if any kind of query, not about related to array or your course, any kind of query you have, please write in the chat box. So it seems you do not have any query. So I'll stop here. Somebody is saying something. Dr. Atul Kumar, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Atul. Thanks for your response. Anyone if has any query, they may write here. I'll be sharing all these slides, all these notes with you on the Canvas platform after the end of the second session. Okay. Each day after the end of the second session, we will be uploading all these PPTs, all these documents on the Canvas, as well as the link of the YouTube, where if you have missed something, you can again go through. All these lectures are recorded. They are being recorded daily, and that recording as a YouTube channel recording, we are giving you link on the Canvas platform. You just click on the link, then all these recorded lectures will be there. You can go through them easily. Thank you, Dr. Rupesh. Thank you. Thank you, Amit Saraswat. Okay, then. Bye bye. See you at 4 p.m. today. Thank you, Nikhil Srivastava.